Right? England played Senegal at the City Ground on Tuesday night. If I'm honest, I genuinely didn't even know the game was on.
I knew the game was on, but I didn't watch it.
I watched it.
I just caught up with.
I was watching Mobland.
Oh, wicked!
Sick.
Love
it.
Caught up. See, was 1-0 up after 7 minutes. So I was like, okay, yeah, cool, man. Yeah.
I watched it, man.
I caught the last 20
And then someone
minutes.
started messaging me going, England eyes. Because what's going on is I didn't even flick on. I just looked on my phone. See, it was 2-1. Thought, England might come back. Now see 3-1. Licks.
Yeah, Bellingham's
Senegal,
goal.
by the
Saw
way.
that.
Licks.
Senegal
Was that the
were
first
good.
African team to beat England? Is that
To
true?
beat first African team to beat England and Senegal.
Really?
Yep. And Senegal
That's
were
actually
good.
quite surprising.
I feel like we have. Well, obviously not.
No,
if that's
no, it's
the record,
first African
but-
team to ever
England
beat
played Senegal in 2022 World Cup. Didn't
Yeah,
they?
I was at that
Yeah.
game.
Quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Yeah, beat them.
And
Right.
Henderson.
But I'm to
gave
tell
it
you,
to
when I say,
Jude.
right, for me, they played England off the
That's why I
park.
thought Jude was going. Yeah.
They're really good, man. Like, they're really good. They were some good
When
players.
I
as
looked
well.
at their front line, I went,
their
right, is that who was starting for them?
Yeah.
It was
Ismaili
Sarr,
Sarr,
Jackson,
Ndiaye.
and Ndiaye.
Yeah.
I thought, no wonder why they're having problems.
And then they had some other names that are, you know what I mean? The guys
Go through the whole team.
right?
Mendy in goal, Koulibaly,
Yeah.
and Dye, as you say, Gay in midfield. They've got a fantastic team. Niakate.
Yeah. And at the
Brilliant
end,
team.
right, for me, the highlight of the night, right, was
Here we
right,
go.
El-Hadji Diouf, who we was with over in Sierra Leone, right? And I'll tell you, he's a very funny guy. And he went up to the camera and he goes, Carragher, this is for you, Carragher, this is for you. Having a
I
go
don't
at
think Carragher
Carragher, the
cares,
reason
to be
being, of course, if people, in case you forgot, remember
About
Carragher
AFCON.
spoke about how it was sort of dissed AFCON and you know, the teams that playing in the standard and that, and, you know, El-Hadji Diouf was rubbing it in to say, listen, you're disrespecting African teams, look what we've just done. And I'm telling you, they deserve to win as well.
Oh, definitely.
And Thomas Tuchel, man, as the last couple, that performance against Andorra was poor. And then the other night, I'm like, when are you going to bring on Ivan Toney? Why have you bought the man from Saudi, right? The man's over here. He didn't play the other day, right, in the game against
7-hour
Andorra.
flight.
And then you've got the man there. He brought him on for about 5 minutes left. I thought he disrespected the guy. Honestly, I felt sorry for him. They kept panning to
bench.
Ivan Toney on the bench, and you could see him like he's trying not to look angry, obviously, but inside you could see, you know when you can see someone's boiling inside. The guy brought on everybody. I think they said every single player had played over the 2 games apart from him until he brought him on with about 5 minutes to go.
Like, what
Honestly,
are you learning from
what-
Harry Kane playing in a friendly against
In a
Senegal?
friendly,
when they
we
already
know
just
Harry
stunk out the
Kane-
joint against Andorra. Just mix it up, man.
We know what Harry Kane can do. We know what Harry Kane's starting for England and deserves to, right? Because he's the main man. How are you going to look at if I'm right, even the last time when he bought Solanke, he hardly played him as well. What are you bringing these guys for? To what for? Honestly, I'm a bit baffled with what he's doing so far. I've not seen any improvement.
And it's actually called for some people to say, well, Gareth Southgate wasn't actually that bad.
Yeah,
listen,
look, it's early
it's
doors.
still early.
But the start's
I've not
good.
seen any
The
improvement in
yeah,
England.
the problem that you got is that if England and Thomas Tuchel, you know, mash up Andorra 6-0 and, you know, in fact win against Senegal and all that, and it was Latvia, the one before that, and all these types of teams, we're not learning anything. People will say you're meant to mash up them teams that don't mean anything. But when you see a bit of stagnation, or kind of like you said, going backwards, where you
I've
haven't
not
seen
seen
any
anything,
improvement, and you just about beat Andorra when it should have been a lot better. You got licks now against Senegal at home. It's not good. It's not good at all. But the real thing is that we're going to learn about Tuchel. Let's be honest. We're going to qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah,
Obviously.
we'll qualify.
We're going to learn about Tuchel when we're there.
I'm getting a bit worried though, because like for instance, when I saw
not
that game
seeing
the other
anything.
night, it's Spain, and I'm watching France, and I'm watching Portugal,
Gap's getting bigger.
and I'm like, all right, I know that sometimes when you play a different level, but then Senegal was a different level, and we got broke up, and I'm just looking at him thinking it's a bit worrying for me. It's a bit worrying because, you know, I'm like, those performances have been, both of them, I watched both games.
Yeah.
The Andorra one, that was dreadful.
Oh, it's awful. Isn't it funny, though, how he gets the stat of being the first England manager to win his first 3 games without conceding a
against
goal.
with the teams
And then
that
he
he
loses
played.
to Senegal. And I saw Henry Winter tweet from his position in the press box. He heard people saying Tuchel out already. And which, you know, obviously it might have only been
No,
a
I'm
few
not saying
people.
that,
but
but-
in his press conference after, he said, well, it's a good job the World Cup's next year.
Yeah.
Because right now, as things stand, there's no inspiration in that team. There's no fluidity. There's no chemistry. It's very bit part. you're making almost rash decisions about which players to bring in, players that shouldn't really even be in the squad in the first place. Players
What is
starting.
Jordan Henderson doing in the England team? No disrespect
And
to
he's
him, right?
playing.
But what
Like,
is he
I don't-
doing?
Listen, he's
playing
there
for
for the experience, the leadership. I can't say for 1 second he's there on footballing merit, because he can't be. Yes, he's had a decent season with Ajax, but they bottled the league. He's been in Saudi before that, so you can't tell me that he's there on merit. He's there, and we've heard John Terry speak about him. We've heard
Great leadership of that Ajax
ex-England
bottled the league
players.
over in
Well, exactly. But we've heard a lot of ex-England players saying he's in that squad because of the leadership, what he brings maybe
make
in
him
the
a
changing
coach.
room. Well, maybe that is the route that he should go down in the future.
But the thing is, if he's there for just vibes, or like to
he's
oversee the thing, exactly.
What
like
is he, a magician?
He's playing. Like he's playing. Like you can tell. Like he's gonna be on the plane. He's playing him.
But
I
when
know,
you've
I
got
don't-
Adam
I don't get
Wharton
it.
there who can't get a sniff.
That's what I'm saying.
I think Adam Walton might have been injured. Why? He
I don't know,
didn't,
man.
but
We've got to keep an eye
still,
on these situations. It doesn't look good.
I'm not so far. I'm not impressed, man.
Of
Like,
course,
I've not
nothing to be
seen
impressed about.
anything different. I've not seen no intensity. I've not seen anything. Like
Hmm.
I thought that, at the very least we should be seeing that. The other night, the only time I saw any intensity, like when they brought on like Morgan Gibbs White, and when he, and as I said, I'm baffled. Like he did it the other day with Solanke. He bought the guy, barely played him, and he's done it again with Tony. I was like, I felt sorry for Tony watching that thing. I was like, I would have. There's certain players who would have just said, I ain't even coming on.
Yeah,
100%.
forget it. So England won, Senegal 3. Embarrassing defeat for England. To be honest, when you consider like I said, the lack of anything really that went on throughout the game, chances-wise. And you're right, El-Hadji Diouf did call out Jamie Carragher, and they remain the first African team to beat England. So congratulations to them.